Hello student. In this video lecture we will continue our third chapter, that is physical layer. We start with concept of data rate limits. Data rate governs the speed of data transmission. A very important consideration in data communication is how fast we can send data in bit per second over a communication channel. Data rates depend on three factors: available bandwidth, number of levels in digital signal, and quality of channel. In computing, bandwidth is the maximum rate of data transfer across a given path. Bandwidth may be categorized as network bandwidth, data bandwidth, or digital bandwidth. Number of levels in digital signal depend on number of bit used, whereas quality of channel depend on level of noise. The maximum rate at which data can be correctly communicated over channel in presence of noise and distortion is called its channel capacity. There are two theoretical formula which were developed to calculate data rate. First formula is for noiseless channel known as Nyquist bitrate formula, and second for noisy channel known as Shannon's law. So first one, Nyquist bitrate formula for noiseless channel. An ideal channel in which no frames are lost, duplicated, or corrupted is regarded as noiseless channel. For noiseless channel, this given formula defines theoretical maximum bit rate. The formula is bit rate is equal to 2 into bandwidth into log of L to the base 2. In above equation, bandwidth is the bandwidth of channel, then L is the number of levels used in digital signal, whereas bit rate is the rate of bit of data in bit per second. Bandwidth is a fixed quantity, so it cannot be changed. Hence, data rate is directly proportional to number of signal levels, that is value of L. According to formula, we might think that given a specific bandwidth, we can have any bit rate we want by increasing the number of signal levels. Although the idea is theoretically correct, practically there is a limit. When we increase number of signal levels, we impose burden on receiver. That means if number of level in signal is just 2, the receiver can easily distinguish between two levels, that is by 0 and 1. If level of signal is 64, the receiver must be very sophisticated to distinguish between 64 different levels. Practically there is a limit on bit rate. Increasing the level of signal may reduce reliability of system. This is the example. The example is, consider a noiseless channel with bandwidth of 400 Hz transmitted a signal with two signal level. What will be the maximum bit rate? So in given example, the value given is of bandwidth and second one value of L as a 2. So use the formula as bitrate is equal to 2 into bandwidth into log of L to the base L. Put these two values into given formula as value of bandwidth is 4000 and value of L is 2. Okay. So by solving this formula, we get value of bitrate as 8000 bit per second. The value of log of 2 to the base 2 is equal to 1. Okay. So by putting this value, we get 2 into 4000 into log of 2 to the base 2. So value become 8000 bit per second. Then second example, to send 256 kilobit per second over a noiseless channel with bandwidth of 20 kHz, how many levels are needed? So in this we want to calculate value of L. Given values are 256 kilobit per second, that is bit rate, and bandwidth of 20 kilohertz. So first we convert that kilobit per second or kilohertz into bit per second and hertz. Okay, so here bit rate is equal to 256 kilobit per second, which is converted into bit per second by multiplying it with 10 raised to 3. In the same way, kilohertz are converted into hertz, it also multiplying it with 10 raised to 3. So value of bit rate is equal to 256,000, whereas value of bandwidth is 20,000. Okay, so use formula bit rate is equal to 2 into bandwidth into log of L to the base 2. Put the value of bandwidth and bit rate in given formula. So we get log of L to the base 2 is equal to 6.4. Then solve this formula, we get 84.44 level, which is approximately 85 level. Okay, so for this example, value of L is approximately 85 levels. Then second one is for noisy channel, that is Shannon's law. In reality, we cannot have noiseless channel. The channel is always noisy. When there is a noise present in medium, the limitations of both bandwidth and noise must be considered. A noise spikes may cause a given level to be interpreted as a signal of greater level if it is in positive phase and smaller level if it is in negative phase. Noise become more problematic as number of levels increased. So Shannon capacity is used to determine theoretical highest data rate for noisy channel. By using the formula capacity is equal to bandwidth into log of 1 plus SNR to the base 2. In the above equation, bandwidth is the bandwidth of channel, SNR is signal to noise ratio, and capacity is the capacity of channel to carry data, which are in bit per second. Here bandwidth is a fixed quantity, so it cannot be changed. Hence channel capacity is directly proportional to power of signal, which is given as signal to noise ratio is equal to average signal power divided by average noise power. The signal to noise ratio is usually expressed in decibel, which are given by formula 10 into log of S divided by N to the base 10. The next example, calculate the theoretical highest bit rate of a regular telephone line. Telephone line normally has a bandwidth of 300 Hz assigned for data communication. Signal to noise ratio is 3162. To calculate the capacity, so values given are bandwidth is equal to 3000 Hz, then signal to noise ratio is 3162. Use the formula of Shannon's channel capacity as bandwidth into log of 1 plus SNR to the base 2. Put the value of bandwidth and SNR in given formula as bandwidth is equal to 3000 and SNR is equal to 3162, which become 3000 into log of 3163 to the base 2. The value of log of 3163 to the base 2 is approximately 11.6270, means 11.63. Put this value, so it become 3000 into 11.63. When we solving this, we get value of capacity as 34,816 bit per second. So channel capacity for this noise channel is 34,860 bit per second. Second example, digital signal is to be designed to permit 160 kilobit per second for bandwidth of 20 kHz. Determine number of levels and signal to noise ratio. Number of levels means value of L, which is determined by using Nyquist bitrate formula, and for signal to noise ratio we use Shannon law for noisy channel. Okay, so in given example, values given are bitrate, which is equal to 160 kilobit per second converted into bit per second by multiplying it with 10 raised to 3. In the same way, bandwidth is given in kilohertz, which are converted into hertz by multiplying it with 10 raised to 3. Then to calculate value of number of level, that is value of L, we use Nyquist bitrate formula. The Nyquist bitrate formula is bitrate is equal to 2 into bandwidth into log of L to the base 2. In this we want to calculate value of L. Okay, so put value of bitrate and value of bandwidth as given. After solving this, we get log of L to the base 2, which is equal to 4. Solve this, then we get L is equal to 2 raised to 4, which is equal to 60. So value of L is 16. Then second, to calculate signal to noise ratio, we use Shannon capacity or Shannon law. The rule are capacity is equal to bandwidth into log of 1 plus SNR to the base 2. In this we want to find value of SNR. So put other values as capacity is equal to 160 into 10 raised to 3, bandwidth 20 into 10 raised to 3. Solve this formula as log of 1 plus SNR to the base 2, which is equal to 8. So 1 plus SNR is equal to 2 raised to 8. 2 raised to 8 means 256. So automatically it become signal to noise ratio is equal to 2 raised to 8 minus 1 means 256 minus 1, which is equal to 255. If we convert that SNR into decibel, use this formula as 10 into log of S divided by N to the base 2. S divided by N, that is SNR value is 255. Put that value in this example. So we get 10 into 2.40. Hence value of signal to noise ratio in decibel is 24.07. Next, performance of network, which are depend on several factors like bandwidth, throughput, latency, bandwidth delay product, and jitter. So we discuss it one by one. We start with bandwidth. Bandwidth means amount of data that can be sent from one point to another in certain period of time. One of the most essential conditions of a website's performance is amount of bandwidth allocated to the network. Bandwidth determines how rapidly web server is able to upload requested information. Bandwidth is categorized as a measure of data or information that can be transmitted in fixed measure of time. Bandwidth is only one component of what an individual sees as the speed of network. People frequently mistake bandwidth with internet, but bandwidth does not mean the speed. Bandwidth means capacity, whereas speed means transfer rate. The bandwidth term can be used in two different contexts with two distinctive estimating values. In the case of digital device, the bandwidth is measured in bit per second, whereas for analog signal we use hertz. When we measure bandwidth in hertz, it is the range of frequency contained in composite signal or range of frequency a channel can pass. When we calculate bandwidth of digital signal in bit per second, it refers the number of bit per second that the channel can transmit. There exists an explicit relationship between bandwidth and hertz. An increase in the bandwidth in hertz means an increase in bandwidth in bit per second. The relationship depends upon whether we have baseband transmission or transmission with modulation through network. Second, throughput. It measures data per second that can be transferred by network connection at a point in time. Bandwidth is measured in bit per second and throughput seen to be same, but they are different. Throughput is the actual measurement of how fast we can send data, whereas bandwidth defines actual capacity of a channel to carry data. Throughput is the number of messages successfully transmitted per unit time. It is controlled by available bandwidth, available signal to noise ratio, and hardware limitation. Throughput may be affected by numerous factors such as underlying analog physical medium, available processing power of system component, and end user behavior. The maximum throughput of a network may be consecutively higher than actual throughput achieved in everyday consumption. The unit of throughput is bit per second, which has evolved to bytes per second, maybe kilobyte per second, megabyte per second, and gigabyte per second. Let's consider example. A highway which has capacity of moving 200 vehicles at a time. But at a random time someone notices only 150 vehicles moving through it due to some congestion on road. As a result, the capacity is likely to be 200 vehicles per unit time, whereas actual throughput is only 150 vehicles at a time. Next, latency. Latency is a measure of delay. Latency is the amount of time it takes for a data to travel from one point to another. It is dependent on physical distance that data must travel through cords, network, and the like to reach its destination. In a network, latency measures the time it takes for some data to get to its destination across network. It defines how long it takes for entire message to completely arrive at destination from time the first bit is sent out from source. It is usually measured as a round trip delay, the time taken for information to get to its destination and back again. The round trip delay is an important measure because a computer that uses TCP/IP network sends a limited amount of data to its destination and then waits for acknowledgement to come back before sending any more. Thus, round trip delay has a key impact on performance of network. Latency will be calculated using the formula as propagation time plus transmission time plus queuing time plus processing time. Propagation time is measured the time required for a bit to travel from source to destination, which is calculated using formula distance divided by propagation speed. Then transmission time depend on size of packet, how long packet is. So the transmission time is the time that packet takes to be placed in link, which is given by formula message size divided by bandwidth time. Then queuing time is the time needed for each intermediate or end device to hold message before it can be processed. Processing delay is the time it takes routers to process the packet header before transmitting it. Bandwidth delay product. Bandwidth delay product is a measurement of how many bits can fill up network link. It gives the maximum amount of data that can be transmitted by sender at a given time before waiting for acknowledgement. Thus, it is maximum amount of unacknowledged data. Bandwidth delay product is calculated as a product of link capacity of a channel and round trip delay time of transmission. The link capacity of a channel is number of bit transmitted per second. Hence, its unit is bit per second. Whereas the round trip delay time is sum of time taken for a signal to be transmitted from sender to the receiver and time taken for its acknowledgement to reach sender from receiver. The round trip delay include all propagation delay in the link between sender and receiver. The unit of bandwidth delay product is bits or bytes. Last, jitter. Jitter or network jitter is the variance in time delay in millisecond between data packet over a network. It is disruption in normal sequence of sending data packet. The technical term for jitter is packet delay variance. Jitter is negative and in latency sensitive application can be detrimental to the user experience. Jitter causes network congestion and packet loss. Congestion is like a traffic jam on highway. In traffic jam, cars cannot move forward at the reasonable speed. Like the traffic jam, in congestion, all packets come to a junction at the same time. Nothing can get loaded. The second negative effect is packet loss. If packet arrive at unexpected interval, the receiving computer cannot process information. The result is missing information or better called packet loss. This has negative effect for video viewing. If video become pixelated and in skipping, the network is experiencing jitter. The result of jitter is packet loss. If you are playing online game, the effect of packet loss can be player begins skipping around on the screen. Even worse, the game goes from one screen to next, skipping over part of gameplay. Thank you.